Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Dying Light 2, or more meaningfully, a specific quest in Dying Light 2. And today we're going to be focusing on the Carrier quest. But first, some background. Dying Light 2 was released on 4th February 2022 with a generally considered subpar story, owing to poor characterization, pseudo-choices which ultimately changed nothing, and a long and hard to follow plot. I don't subscribe to the notion that a game with good gameplay, which Dying Light 2 unabashedly does, can get away with having a bad plot and still be a good game, but then I came across the Carrier quest. The Carrier quest is not some main plotline progression type deal. You are not obliged to do it, and actually, doing it is kind of busy work. It is a quest about busy work. Well, what do you mean by that, I hear you ask? Some background. The carriers in the world of Dying Light function as a network of postal workers, delivering mail and packages to the scattered remnants of civilization which exist in the city. It's a prestigious title. You are shunned initially from joining by the head of the guild. However, due to a mix of lack of manpower and the fact you have solid traversal skills, Aiden manages to get a chance at being a carrier. Your job as a carrier is to deliver letters entrusted to you through thick and thin, through dark zones and night runs. It's a difficult job, made harder by the fact that you can't make many mistakes or you risk compromising the network. Your place in the chain is important, and the people's happiness depends on whether you succeed or not. It feels good, even right to me, that Aiden, a man capable of climbing to the tallest peaks of the city, should take on some of the less glamorous but essential public postal service work. The people you meet are unassuming, but give you a glimpse into the lives of those which have lived in the city near their entire lives. One man talks about the game of chess he's playing with somebody by mail, another talks about an inside joke him and his brother have, and these moments aren't crucial to the plot, but they play a critical role in turning the city into what originally seems like a hostile place with baddies sprinkled in, into a lived-in space for people just minding their business. The feeling of having a part to play in rebuilding what is a totally fucked society, in the belief that your actions can maybe unfuck the situation even just a little bit, is a compelling one. It's Death Stranding, another game about reconnecting the pieces, but on a smaller scale. The world of Death Stranding similarly has been shattered and needs to be put back together person by person. Here, the scope is a more manageable size of a city rather than the entire American continent, but of course, the story beats later on could completely destroy this message, but there are better endings to hope for. Just stopping to see the sunrise while you carry the weight of other people's thoughts on your shoulders, and the fact that nobody outright treats you with contempt, a far cry from the welcome hanging you experience when you first meet the locals, gives the whole quest a feeling of importance beyond what the game shows you, leaving you the imagination of how you've affected change in small and big ways in these people's lives in such a brief time. It reminds me of a conversation I have when talking to, and this is spoiling a totally different game called Finding Paradise, a game I wholeheartedly recommend. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Faye, the imaginary friend of main character Colin, is initially antagonistic to the main protagonist's attempts to change the memory of Colin in order to fulfill his wish for everything to be better. However, after some plot developments, we come to the conclusion that it's better if Colin had just never known about the company we worked for, as the near-magical memory-changing tech just lets us, a less trustworthy version of what Faye does, do what Faye already did, allowing his own imagination to do most of the work. As we're about to leave his dying brain and let Faye fulfill his wish, she says that although you've been in his mind for only 8 hours, she's never met somebody who has the capacity to see the world through his eyes effectively, that even with such a limited time frame to interact with the clients, having somebody understand them and give them the wish they need, not what they think they want, is a truly meaningful thing, and we shouldn't undermine what we do, as our actions actually do have a tangible effect on the people who are close to the client, with eccentricities explained and an understanding of the deep connections they have with each other. All in all, it's an exercise in understanding between people and the meaningful interactions they share. It's about being a part of something grander than yourself, and about fitting into that vision. And above all else, it's about finding the fire to push on, in spite of everything the world attempts to throw at you, just because you believe that something better could exist past this point, that humanity can improve and reach heights it's never seen before. Or at least that's what the Carrier quest means to me. Arrivederci alla prossima, made by Neatherback.